Welcome back to another episode of the Kind Culture podcast with Alex and Dydine.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday. We are excited to be back.
Yes.
And we've got some stuff to share, I think.
I know. The world is going to, it's been going to.
Yeah, it's been a little challenging.
Yeah. It's been a little challenging all over the world.
Yeah.
There is a lot of wars happening in the Middle East, in Africa, in Sudan, Europe, in Congo. It's just been, the news has been really dark and people are suffering all around the world.
Mhm.
And this podcast, Kind Culture, I think it's more needed than ever
I think so too.
to remind people to come back to themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to reevaluate what we're actually doing and how we feel about ourselves and life.
Yes.
And that is incredibly important to remember, because I think that is one of the first things, compassion and kindness. When the world goes through conflict, and war and violence, that's one of the first things to go.
Yes.
Is
kindness
and compassion.
The war, conflict, genocides, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They are there because there's an absence of kindness.
Yeah.
Within human souls. We have this, before we start our episode, we love this book. It's by Leon Logothetis. And he wrote this wonderful book a few years ago. I actually met him at one of the events, the Shine movement event. And go be kind. Just reminding people how being kind to your own spirit, to your own soul.
Yeah, and it's very simple. This is a very lovely book because it's very, very simple reminders of what it means to be kind. And look, Leon was on to something.
I know.
And there's pictures in it too, so those people who appreciate.
It's a really cool book.
Yeah.
You can find it and just like come back, be gentle to your soul. Like there's one quote we wanted to read.
Yeah, go ahead.
I hear you want to read it?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. And I'll show the picture afterwards.
Yes.
Like we used to do in elementary school. I learned how to believe in myself so I could believe in other people. And those silly notes are my reminder every day that in order to be happy, I have to be kind and gentle to me. And there's a picture here. We'll zoom in. You did it! And then
telling you.
Little mini Rocky.
Yes.
Adrian! Anyway. So yeah, these are like little reminders of about, in these times again, to be gentle and kind to yourself.
Yes.
It's we can all sort of get wrapped up in our day-to-day stuff and the occasional misery that we may feel. And it's just, you have to kind of step out of yourself. You have to have the ability to sort of step out of yourself and be like, let me just take care of myself. Let me be kind and compassionate.
So we can be able to be kind to others. And that's, I think, what's really important is, remembering that how you feel, that's how you're going to make other people feel.
Yeah.
Like to be very gentle, to be very kind to your spirit, because otherwise you're going to be, if you're not kind to yourself, if you're not gentle to yourself, you're going to be a toxic energy to the world, to the people around you.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important. Like in this book, he talks about how you can write, down notes of the things you want in your life, like, positive notes, gratitude notes, the things you're thankful about, the things you want to invite in your own life, and then put them all around your house so that they can be like a gentle reminder to you when you wake up. You may wake up from, a nightmare or whatever that has happened in your life, but then those little notes can actually remind you to come back to life.
Yeah, and that's positive self-talk. That reminds me, a few years ago, I went to a conference with my older brother.
Yeah.
And I think he spoke at that conference.
Yeah.
But one of the speakers, he had said, and this is probably the first time I'd heard anybody say it, that he would, every day he would wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and say, "You are amazing. you are amazing.
Yes.
You are amazing. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why would you do that? It's just like, it's kind of a weird thing to do.
No.
And then he said that if you do that enough,
Yes, people start
you start to
believing it,
believe it. And he
and
said
you believe it
further that
too.
you can leave little notes like on the
Yeah.
mirrors around the house,
Yes.
like you said, and just to remind yourself that you are amazing, you are incredible, you are
Yeah.
important, whatever that, that little note of kindness and compassion is, because
Yes.
then you start to believe it.
Yes, because the words create.
Mhm.
If words create, I cannot emphasize this enough. If words create, it means the good words create and bad words create.
Yeah.
So they all are powerful. And if you believe that if somebody, okay, so let's maybe say an example. If somebody curses at you,
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you become that thing. But there's a sense of negative feeling that you feel in the moment. And sometimes you can even end up believing if you hear those curse words all the time.
Yeah.
Somebody tells you you're stupid all the time.
Mhm.
You may know, like, no, I'm not stupid. But the more they say it, the more you started to be like, what if I am?
Yeah. Yeah.
You start
It starts
you
to
start
seep in
to
a little
sip
bit.
in it. So, and
Mhm.
if that can create those feelings, and you kind of start embodying that, stupidity they've been talking on to you, putting on to you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when somebody says you're very smart.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like how you think.
Mhm.
I think this way, but I like how you think. And so take in a positive way. Then you start trusting your thoughts. You start being easy on your soul,
Mhm.
and it creates a whole completely different person.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's healing.
Hopefully it
Beautiful
can.
words are healing.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is. And again, that's kind of the basis of what we are
Yeah.
attempting to
Yeah.
express here.
Yeah.
You know, words create. I don't know if I learned it from you, or if that was the first time I heard it from you
The
or
words
Consulate.
create.
But when you had said it, you sort of taught me the importance of that.
Yeah.
So I was saying, like, I went to this conference and I heard these things.
Yeah.
That was kind of the first time I was
Yeah.
introduced to the subject of positive self-talk
Yes.
and
Yeah.
how words create.
Yeah.
But you, Dydine, would embody it. And then I learned from that. I was like, wow, words certainly do create.
Yeah, they do.
They would say it's like, and it's a very literal and tangible thing.
Yeah, we don't take it as serious as we
No.
should,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to positive talking to
Mhm.
ourselves, because I don't know if it's in a human nature to seep into negative thoughts,
Yeah.
like more like it's maybe an easier, like
Slippery slope.
slippery slope.
Yeah.
And then going back to positive self-talk,
Mhm.
then that takes energy. That takes a lot of work.
It does. Yeah. It's
And
like
so not
like you flipped it on
everyone knows that they can just put in work. That's all they need.
Yeah.
It's like a switch that that's you're not going to be, if you've been told, let's say, stay on the word stupid that we were talking about. If you've been told you're stupid since you were very young, and you're told over and over, and you believed it, and then it kind of blocked you from becoming what you're supposed to become.
Mhm.
And then over a sudden, someone, a random person says, oh my God, you're really smart. Then you're in shock. You're
Yeah.
like, how can this person
What?
say that I'm smart? I've been told I am not. And
Yes.
so you kind of get into that mind of like conflicted. You're conflicted.
Yeah, and you don't really know how to
Yeah.
take in that
Yeah.
that compliment. Not even a compliment. It's more of just like it's just a statement of
Yeah.
fact at that point. Nobody
Yeah.
tells you that to compliment you. It's like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah. So,
who you
but
are.
what happens though is that if you don't hear it enough, or you don't tell yourself that enough, the self-talk that you've been told, is stupid over and over, it's easier to stay in that comfort of knowing I'm just stupid.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, give up.
Mhm.
It's easier
Yeah.
to do that than it is to be like, no, I am more than what I've been told, and then put in the work. And so a lot of the times we stay in the comfort of, this is what I've been told, so don't blame me, don't judge me, I'm just dumb, I'm just stupid.
Mhm.
But not wanting to do the work
Yep.
that it takes.
Yeah. But and it can take a lot of work though. There's an entire childhood of being told that I'm stupid or I'm not this enough
Yeah.
or whatever, then it can take some time. It can take some energy, some
That's what I
effort
mean. Yeah.
to get through that.
You mean
But it's not impossible.
no, it might be hard, but oh my God, it's much, much better on the other side, because
So
you
much,
meet a whole
so much
completely
better.
new person
Mhm.
that you didn't even know that existed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yourself, your healed self,
Yeah.
that that is amazing, that
Mhm.
you didn't even know. Like, I remember, like, maybe, like, to give you a quick example, growing up. Now, as I say that, I'm thinking about everyone who's going through war right now. Growing up in a country that had been torn apart by war,
Yeah.
and growing up after that, post genocide, the atmosphere within the country is just really negative and
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah.
Everyone is going through pain. So that's the things you hear over and over, and you normalize suffering, you normalize pain. So you just see it as that's a way of life,
Mhm.
and you start becoming, you become reactive, on things, and you're just like, yeah, this is how I am, this is me.
Yeah.
i'm
Right.
i'm, I'm angry, I get angry easily. This is how I respond, and you just think that's your
That's
nature.
yeah, that's just like, that's just who I am.
That's
That's
just who I am, and
yes.
you take it as that way. And so, but in reality, you don't actually know who you are,
Mm.
because
Mhm.
you've never met the healed you,
Yeah.
how they
Yeah.
would have responded to things.
And there's a sense of accountability that comes with that,
Oh
right?
yes. Oh yes,
That's why
absolutely.
I do not buy into totally the what do you call it? The our signs, what do you call them? The astrological
Oh, you
signs?
don't.
I don't, cuz it's like, you know, it's fun for me. I know
I
some
know.
people take it more serious and
I
literal than
I
than
don't take it
others.
too serious, but sometimes it proves me wrong.
Well, sure, but like it's I for me there's just a lack of accountability. And that's what
There's
you're
a lack.
saying is
Yes,
like,
there's a lack of
well,
accountability.
I'm just a
No.
Libra, so like that's just how I
No.
am. So like,
No.
okay, well,
No.
where's your input? Like
No. When
where's your
I
accountability there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like how people use religion.
Mhm.
Anything you just like get stuck at it, it's because it's easier, it's simpler for you to not have accountability.
Mhm.
To be like, oh yeah, I get angry easily because it's my sign. So this is who we are. Or I have all these problems, I'm going to give them to Jesus because Jesus is gonna take care of it. So that's how, then it's much easier to put that on something else so
Mhm.
that you don't look inward. I do believe there are things that come to our plate to just give us options.
Yeah, sure.
So for me, if I look and say, okay, well, you were born in September, going back to what you're talking about, you're born in September, you're a Virgo. Virgos are like this and this and this and this. I look at the is that pros and cons, like negatives and
And
the
the positives,
positives.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's really important to know the negatives.
Yes. Yeah.
Really important. I'm going to look at the good. I was like, oh, good, great. I'm good here.
Yeah.
Then the negatives, it's what I need to work on.
Yeah. Right.
It does not mean that's who I should be.
Mhm.
I should become. It's for
Mhm.
me to be aware that, oh, my instincts comes out this way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is what's happening. So it helps me to kind of be able uh, to be able to respond to things in the way that I know that I have the power of
Yeah.
responding in a certain way.
Sure, sure, sure,
I have
sure.
a power of response. But at the same time, know that I'm not. It's like a set stone that's that sign. That's who you are. So that's it. No, or I have this trauma that only Jesus can take care of it.
Mhm.
No, the Jesus or God has given me the power to be able to use the tools around me
Right.
to heal.
Yeah.
If it's
Yeah.
therapy, if it's this people who have went through the same thing that have been able to get on the other side,
Mhm.
me learning from them, that's a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And sure, like there are times where things just sort themselves out.
Yeah.
The rare
Yeah, yeah,
occasion things just like
rarely.
it's just like tomorrow you wake up, the problem's gone. And then like
Oh,
wash your hands
not
of
in
it.
your
Great.
head. They can be
No,
gone, but in your
in your
head,
head, sure, but there's of course you are then blessed with the opportunity to take action and you have a
yes.
choice.
Yes.
And that is the blessing. You
Yeah.
pray, that's what you ask for.
Remember a quote I always told you about? I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast,
Mhm.
but it was someone right after I published Embracing Survival. I was sitting at the coffee shop and someone had read my book. I think it might have been like a professor at Loyola University or something, a writing professor, writer.
Okay.
And he comes to me, and after he's read my book, and he say, it was so inspired and stuff. And then he said he writes down a quote from some of the spiritual gurus around the world. I don't remember the name of the person who wrote that quote, but the quote said, which really, like sometimes words create, like as we're saying, sometimes somebody tells you something that literally like transforms everything and the way you have been looking at things, and your life can really shift.
Yeah.
And so he said, the quote said, "Do you have a problem in your life? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Why worry?" And then the next line said, "Do you have a problem in your life? Yes. Excuse me. Can you do something about it? No. Why worry?"
Yeah. Yeah. Simple as that.
It sounds, I mean, it was almost like I've never heard, it was almost like a magical words to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it all led to the same thing.
Yeah.
The same conclusion as,
I was like,
why worry?
Why have I been, why do I worry about everything? Because I've been conditioned that, that worrying is going to help me whatever, find a solution to something. But what I do is that when I worry so much, it actually takes away the energy to find a solution or to move on and do something else that I can actually find a solution for. So that was a very like it was almost like a magic wand. It's like, wake up, Dydine.
Wake up, Dydine.
Wake up.
Yeah.
The world is not that complicated. Life is not that complicated. It's very simple.
Yeah. It is.
And worry, that's where anxiety comes from. That's where, responding in a way that's not actually, say, productive or
conducive to like solving the problem at hand, or whatever
so,
issue you may have.
So that helped me, smile more, because it helped me look back in my past, and I'm like, do I have to be worrying about my past at all times? I can't go back and change it.
You can't hold on to that stuff all your life. You have to find a way to let go of it,
because
work through it.
Yes, but when you've been through so much, or you come from a history that has been, just really toxic to, a natural way of, I guess, of children just growing up, you always see life through lens of worry, because you don't know how tomorrow's gonna look like. You're always like anxious. There's the anxiousness that happens to everything. And so it's hard to even enjoy the things that you have right now here, because you're like, I don't know, tomorrow is not promised. I don't know if I'm gonna have this. So you kind of worried about yesterday and tomorrow, and today is not like, you're not like present.
No, you're always someplace other than now.
Yes. And so
I had that problem. Have that problem.
You had?
You have? Yeah, currently working through it.
Yeah, we all do. I think like some
it's tough. It's
crumbs of that.
Yeah, there's remnants of our our past traumas and future anxieties that keep us pull us away from the present.
Yes.
And it's in the present where you can actually take action, and you can actually do the things to change your circumstances.
And looking at things in a more of like objective way. It's like, okay, this is the problem I have, but this is what I have. What do I do from now?
Yeah,
that's the most important thing. And knowing that, I think it puts us in a more calmer. I don't know. You say you have that, but you're the most calmest person I know.
Well, I've just been trained. I thank Janita and Harry Anderson for that. They've prepared
you.
They've trained me and prepared me to
keep a great job.
a level head in this world of craziness.
When I started dating, because it took me a while to be like, oh, I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of loving, I'm capable of doing that, of loving. I was very worried. I was like, because I got here and I heard the term daddy issues.
Okay. Yeah.
And I hear the term, and I hear everything you're talking about.
I had no idea what you were gonna say. Okay. All right.
I hear that, like, and the people keep talking about it. I was like, daddy issues. What does that look like? What is
Yeah.
that? And I'm
Yeah.
like,
What that mean?
what that mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I feel like they're talking about me. It feels like that's a category I'm definitely feeling
You're
right
like,
in.
why does this feel targeted? Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I'm like, okay, so if they say if you had this and this growing up, you're definitely going to have this type of issues.
Mhm.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And and so that was after I had learned this. And so in my head I'm like, oh, okay, so I cannot sit here and just worry about it. What I can do is learn how to figure out how to fix it.
Yeah. Right.
Am I going to just like really never open up and
Mhm.
just know that okay, whatever relationship I'm gonna be in, I'm going to bring in my issue,
You're bringing that,
my
that bag, that daddy
like
issue bag.
I'm bringing genocide issues. I'm bringing
Yeah.
all the trauma issues, the
Right.
daddy issues, all these issues because every time I did like a workshop or something like trauma healing things,
Mhm.
people I would be like in a group, kind of a group therapy or something like that, and everyone will be talking about their problems, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh damn, I can literally combine all their problems and that's my problem.
Yeah. That's
I
my
was
life.
like, that's my life. I was like,
Yeah.
everyone like picking from like, oh, I went through this, I went through this, I went through this, I went through this. I was like, oh, put them together and
Like,
just
oh, I
that.
got a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
bit of
yeah, yeah.
all of that.
Yeah, I was like, oh, how do I deal with this?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think this guy, that quote, you have a problem, why worry or whatever, it
Mhm.
really kind of helped him. Is like, okay, so this is what's going on. I have the power to take a responsibility and make a shift in my life.
Yeah.
Choose
Yeah.
how I want the rest of my life to look like.
See, now that is such a proactive way of getting through your own stuff because we I've told you this before. Maybe I've spoken about
Yeah.
it publicly. But when you are sad, like when you are
Yeah.
feeling really bad about
Yeah.
life,
Yes.
it can be almost infectious, like
Yes.
staying in that very
Yes.
raw emotion.
Yes. Yes.
And there's the whole like misery loves company. So if somebody else is
It's
feeling
very true.
miserable, then it's almost like
I concur.
fun to stay
Yes.
in it.
Yeah,
Even if it's corrosive.
it's kind of entertaining
It
because your
is.
emotions are very high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like back and forth. And
Mhm.
if you're surrounded with people
Yeah.
who enjoy that,
Yes. Yeah.
then you're going to get stuck there,
You
and it's
can. You
going to be a
can.
reality.
Like it's tough. It's
Yeah.
really tough, and so it can be kind of an infectious thing. Yeah, I speak from experience. I don't want to out Justin, my buddy Justin, but we can both speak to. There's been
Hello,
time in our
Justin. We
lives where
love
we were,
you.
yeah. There's times where we were like, we were
Yeah.
misery loves company,
You're
but
young. Yeah.
but it's a very real thing, and to be proactive and being
Yeah.
like, I don't want to stay here because I see the negative impact
I
on
s-
my life.
I see nowhere else.
There's no positive
No.
direction that
There's
staying in
no
this will take me.
moving. There's no like.
Yeah, there's no progression, there's no
There's no
personal growth.
progression.
And so having the
Yeah.
wherewithal, is that
Yeah.
is that the term?
You're asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
To move.
your English dictionary girl.
Yeah, right. Having that sort of like foresight to be
Yeah.
like, this is staying in here will destroy me, or will at least make me
Yes.
waste years of my life.
Yes.
And then making the change
Yeah.
to move past that. I think
Yeah.
that's a small thing that I think a lot of people undervalue.
Yeah.
But the ability to be able to move past it, take it upon yourself, and be like, I'm out of here.
When I was growing up, one of the things like my mom did really well, like I'm really grateful, was that when I was younger, I guess because was so much going on at home, I was not really good at choosing friends. No, I was not. And because you need an outlet, and you find friends that can actually, that needs also outlet.
Yeah.
They're also kind of troubled.
Yeah.
And I remember like I would bring a friend home and my mom would get to learn them so quickly.
Mhm.
She was in the military, so she had her way of like really like piercing through.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She has that thing. You can't lie to her.
No.
And she'll be like, nope, I don't want that friend. That's not a good friend.
I don't like them.
No.
They're not a good person. They're not a good influence.
I don't want you hanging out with that child
Mhm.
because her parents are not teaching her the things I want you to learn.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm like, and that would be so, when you're a kid, when you're a kid, my God, I wish I think when I was an adult, you're like, I wish I listened more.
Oh yeah, so many things.
But she was so right so many times.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, almost all the time.
Mhm.
And of course, we bump heads because you're not understanding why. You're like, I just love my friend. Because
Yeah,
why? Because misery
they
loves
make me feel
company.
good. Why are you
Yeah, they
saying
make.
that
Oh
my
yeah,
friend
you're
is bad?
going and you're complaining all the time. You
Yep.
both yes. So I realize in our adulthood, it's very crucial to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Very, very crucial because the more time you spend um with people that are not moving in the direction that you hoping or dreaming to dream in,
Mhm.
you're going to be stuck. And you're gonna make them stuck as well because they have a
Yeah.
different direction and then that's not the direction you're moving in.
Or
And
even like,
recognizing that
people who
helps.
have people who have like the vitality in life.
Yeah.
We all get stuck. We all get hit in ruts.
Yes,
But
you get
like,
hit.
if you can surround yourself with people uh who genuinely have like an uplifting, forward sort of looking lifestyle
Yes.
and like mindset,
Yes.
and be like, yeah, I may have hit a little pothole right now, but I will get
Yeah,
back
I
on
will
this
get
horse
back
and I
on. And they
will
will be
continue
there
moving
rooting for
forward.
you and you'll be there rooting for
Yeah,
them.
and it's the forward
Yeah.
momentum that I
Yeah.
think is so infectious with these positive
Yes.
people in your life.
Yeah.
Um, and that it's infectious and it's contagious. That's the word I'm looking for. It's
Contagious. Yeah.
contagious. You
Yes.
see these people who have like the determination to continue moving forward. So I got a little tattoo on my arm that says "Keep moving forward." What's a little arrow, but it means keep moving forward. And that's
Oh,
something that I try my best to live by.
yes. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah.
love that sort of forward momentum.
Yeah, because when you move forward, you're able to empower the people that are behind you so that you can
Mhm.
like kind of pull one another and
Yeah,
be able
yeah.
to,
Or at least just show like as an
yeah,
example
be
that,
an inspiration.
yeah, like listen, like, hey, I'm doing this, you gotta do it too.
Yes. Yes. It's possible. It's
Mhm.
possible. You can do it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, remember, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself,
Mhm.
and believe in yourself.
Yeah, hey, look, it's such a I do think it's undervalued.
Yeah.
Believing in yourself. I
Yeah.
think one of the wonderful things about this podcast is that we are talking about things that at least I was
Yeah.
told as a child.
Yeah.
And so revisiting these things
Yeah.
in my adulthood
Yeah.
is fascinating. These concepts of be kind to yourself and
Mhm.
just show kindness. These are
Mhm.
like very like frivolous things that you tell children
Yeah.
that you're just like as a child, you're just like, okay, I'll accept it. But when you get into an adult, these things, you're just like, wait a second, it's so much harder to do this because I have now however many years of baggage to work
Yeah.
through. I have lived experience that has taught me that the world is not so kind all the time to me or other people. And so now being able to revisit these things and what does be kind mean to me? Like,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean? Like when you take
Yeah.
action,
Yep.
that is so fascinating and so fun to
To
analyze.
explore.
Yeah, to
Yeah.
explore. And
Yeah.
so everybody else who is hearing and seeing
Yes.
these messages,
Yeah.
I think it's integral for you to revisit
Yeah.
what does being kind mean to you,
Yes. Yes.
and how are you being your own sort of like beacon of light.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. And when you and remember when you are your own beacon of light, like you say, it's
Mhm.
beautiful. I love how you say it. You said it. When you believe in yourself, when you are gentle to yourself, you are able to give goodness to the people around you.
Yeah.
You are able to be that good friend. You're be able to be that good daughter or son.
Mhm.
You're able to be a good wife or husband because we give what we have.
Yeah, definitely.
We give what we have.
Mhm.
So people remember to be kind, to be gentle to your own souls.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
really crucial to the world.
It is.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that one of the grandiose things that
Yeah.
we say occasionally is how can we save the world?
Save
It's
you, yeah.
easier
When you
save
save
yourself
one
first.
life, you
Save
save the
yourself.
world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Save
Yeah.
yourself first, you can
Yeah.
save others, and then
Yeah.
collectively then we will
Yeah.
save the
And
world.
hopefully you're the ones who are going to be the future leaders
Mhm.
because if you're kind and you're gentle in your soul and you're a leader, the people you lead are lucky
Mhm.
and blessed
Mhm.
to have you as their leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we are lacking around the world kind, empathetic leaders.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So we'll do what we can.
yes, do what you can. I feel like I ended that on a little darker
That's
note.
okay. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. It's important to
yeah,
see what we're
yeah.
up against.
I know,
Um,
I know.
but yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
listen, stay positive, be kind
yeah,
to yourself, believe in
yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
and
And remember, if you can do any act of kindness anywhere in the world, you can be, if there are things going on in the world,
yeah,
and we always have something that we can do. You can donate to a nonprofit that's on foot in the country that is having war right now,
mhm,
and that can save a life that you maybe never meet, but they're never going to forget your kindness.
yeah, yeah.
You can, I don't know, you can call your leaders, you can do, there are a lot of little things you can do instead of beating yourself up.
Yes.
There's little actions are very important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so uh we have a story you wanted to tell. We always tell that little story.
The Angels on Earth story that
Yeah.
what we wanted to chat about was about Nicole Levant in her book that she had written, "Think You'll Be Happy." She spoke
Yes.
with Oprah about it,
Yeah.
and it kind of covers her life and upbringing, but
Yeah.
specifically, she talks about the death of her mother,
I know. Yeah, her
and
mom,
she walks
91,
through it.
she was
No, she was
murdered.
81. I think her dad was
81.
91 at the
Oh,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, she was murdered in her house, and she first of all, as she's speaking about it, she speaks about it with such like
Grace.
grace, and
Yeah.
and she has really taken a lot of work. You can tell that she's taken a lot of work to like to
Heal.
heal and to feel
Yeah.
empowered
Yeah.
speaking about it
Yeah. Yeah. The
publicly.
forgiveness, the yeah, yeah,
Yes, and
she's incredible.
overcoming like
Yeah.
the grief and the sense of like anger.
And the title of that book was the last text message she received from her mom.
Yeah, yeah,
Think you'll be happy.
yeah.
And she said it was about a pie.
Yeah, I thought it
Is
was about a pie, the
is it
text message.
what was the pie? What's the name of the
I
pie? I don't
forget
remember,
the
but
pie.
you can find the interview or read the book and
Yeah,
find it.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, yes.
So she's walking through. Nicole is walking through, like talking through with Oprah the events, like as it happened. She wasn't there when her mother was killed. There was somebody, I guess, who robbed the house
Yeah.
or broke into the house and then had a rifle shot her mom. And she talks about how her father woke up and felt a breeze through the
Yeah.
house, and he was like, "I don't understand what this breeze is from. Where is this?" Father finds his wife, Nicole's mom, on the ground in like a pool of
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
And the next thing, just she says, the next thing he knows is that he's outside speaking with the cops, and he had just run out of bed, not really wearing anything,
No, just a t-shirt
just a
and
t-shirt and
shorts and
shorts.
bare feet.
Yeah, no shoes.
Yeah.
And one of the neighbors had come by, I guess, to see what was going on and to comfort them once he figured out what was going on. And then he gave Nicole's dad,
She was, I think, a woman,
she gives Nicole's dad
a sweater and
some slippers.
some sleepers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was such a simple
Yeah.
act of
Reminder.
kindness.
Yeah, and the way she said it, like that, it was a reminder to her that in spite of the things that just has happened to her mother and her them losing a special woman in their life,
Mhm.
Jackie, because her story is incredible as well. That she was reminded that kindness is all around us in
Yeah.
that moment,
Yeah.
and I feel like those are the neighbor who did that. I don't even think they thought it was like a huge act of kindness,
Mhm.
but they played a big role in Nicole's healing.
Yeah, for sure.
They
For
did
sure. It
more
just
than,
shows
yeah,
that
yeah,
you show compassion in those
yeah,
moments. It's
yeah,
for the person who needs it.
yeah,
That could be, I mean, you don't know, no idea
yeah.
what positive ripple effects that will have on that
Yes,
person's
yes,
life and their healing journey.
yeah. So, guys, you can find Nicole's work on Netflix. She did
Hmm.
the wonderful documentary about her father. Her
Yeah,
father
the
was,
Black Godfather.
yeah, the Black Godfather,
Yeah.
was an incredible,
Hmm.
incredible activist. And her book,
Yeah,
Think You'll Be
think
Happy.
you'll be happy.
Think You'll Be Happy, guys.
Yeah, think
Yeah.
you'll be kind too.
Yes. Kindness brings joy and happiness,
Yes,
I think.
I think so too.
All right, beautiful people. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like our podcast, support us by subscribing below or liking
Mhm.
our videos and
Mhm.
sharing our episodes to all your friends and families. We're on the journey to hit 100 subscribers. So by clicking here, it's a huge, huge support.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you have any ideas or anything, any stories that you want us to share, please comment them below or text send us, DM us or something like that
Yeah.
on social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all over kind of culture on all social media platforms.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. All right. See you next Monday.
See you next Monday.
Ciao.
Bye.